G'day, welcome to The Tackle, a Nova 937's brand new footy segment, which basically tackles the big footy games from the weekend. I'm Joel Gelding, two-time Wanderers Football Club Under-16's most improved winner. And with me is Shaun McManus, former Fremantle captain, 35 career Brownlow votes.
Oh, of course. Probably another 30 to add on to that. And
you were robbed.
Although you've only won 2, you should have won probably 3 or 4, to be honest, for the Wanderers.
Have you got any trophies in your pool room that say most improved?
Most improved? No, I don't.
Didn't think so.
Congratulations
Takes
to
a
you,
different
Joel.
breed. What we're going to do is take a look at some of the big issues from the weekend's footy. We're going to start it off with Geelong and Sydney. Friday night footy, Shawnee. We saw the defending premiers. I think a lot of people didn't really tip Geelong to go there and beat them. And by the end, it was pretty convincing, I thought.
They were fantastic. It was a great game all round for both, for football fans in particular. Most people picking Sydney because it was at the SCG, Geelong too strong, and led by their experienced players. They were fantastic.
I thought Joel Selwood, he's a guy that I think every season gets better and better. He's only like 24 or something like
Disgusting.
that. Three-time premiership player, but he's the captain now. Is that really making him an even better player?
Well, I think so. He leads from. He's always led from example everywhere anything that he's done, playing on the field, that is. And so far this year, he has been an instigator of massive comebacks against Hawthorn. Him and Chapman were the ones. The first game of the year against North Melbourne, he was involved again. Jimmy Bartels jumped on the bandwagon, and again on Friday night football, mate. Wasn't he fantastic?
Well, let's take a look at some of the footage of Geelong captain Joel Selwood tearing the Swans apart.
Malthouse went to ground. Selwood sitting upright. Got a hand pass across to Stokes. Goes to Hunt. We're down to 2 seconds. Goal! Oh, right on the siren.
So there you go. Geelong undefeated, and who knows, they might like the odd years, it seems. 07, 09, 11, 13, Shaun. Could be the year of the cat.
Well, I haven't picked them, Joel, but I tell you what, they've proved everybody wrong so far this year. Undefeated, they're doing a great job.
Saturday football, we saw the Dockers go down to Tasmania and take on the Hawthorn Hawks. A bit of a touch-up from your old boys in the end. I think it was 42 points, Shaun.
Yes, it was.
Huge amount of injuries, though. No Pav, no Sandilands, and no Macfarline. It's been a while since we've had the big three all out.
Yeah, you know what Ross Lyons says, it doesn't matter who's out there, I just want to see effort. In the first quarter, the effort was not there. But I can say that if you had the players of the likes of Pav, Sandilands, Macfarline out of any team, they would struggle. Having said that, as Ross said, it's about who's out in the field, not who's not on the field, and the effort wasn't there at the start.
I'm curious to know, because you'd know the list a lot better than me, is there a superstar sort of hiding in the bushes there we don't know about that maybe might become the next Pavlich? Because a lot of people who support the Dockers get a bit worried when the big stars get injured because maybe there's not the next one there to step it up, unless you think there is.
No, there's not. You know what? One thing that we are is unbelievably thin in our centre-half forward position, so we don't have a guy that's likely to step in for the Pav, and nor will there be in 10 years' time anyway, because he's been a champion of the game.
Yeah.
We're looking for someone who can get in the next couple of years out of the draft, who will be a key position player who we can develop. Young Tanner Smith played on the weekend.
Yeah.
Played a lot of time in the back line. He's a good size. Maybe he can start playing centre-half forward, but at this stage, categorically, the club is desperate to fill the role that Pav's got at the moment.
Yeah, and things, as Shaun said, didn't start too well for the Dockers. Have a look at this first goal from Sil Rioli and the Dockers. It didn't go too well after this happened.
Now Isaac Smith, and it gets back to Rioli. That was clever work. Buddy Franklin gave it back. It was Shields that started off. Now Rioli keeps going. He gets to within 50, 35 and closing. And there's the opening goal of the afternoon.
All right, our final game that we're going to take a look at is Saturday night footy action. West Coast Eagles taking on the Carlton Blues. Mick Malthouse came back to Perth against his old club. A lot of people were pretty surprised to see the Blues get a victory here, I think.
You know what? I really thought West Coast Eagles would take them apart, to be honest. I thought Mick would be staring down the barrel of none and four, but
I tipped the Blues.
Did you?
Yeah,
well done. Well done, Joel.
It was a roughie, but I went with it.
Well done. Congratulations to you. They're now on the board. It seemed like the speed of the little guys, Garlett and Yaron, were too nippy for the West Coast Eagles defenders, and they scored a lot of their goals by getting the ball over the back. For the Eagles, though, you got to think the kicking was an issue, Joel.
Yeah.
Kicking for goal, 23 behinds.
Yeah, that is a huge amount. And some of them look like they weren't even getting close. Take a look at this. This is just one of the many West Coast Eagle behinds they kicked on Saturday.
Here is the angle confronting Cripps. Has to be left to right. That's not enough. Look at all the numbers up. Just pressing forward. Selwood has a look. Did he kick it? So Sinclair comes in with what looks a pretty simple shot.
So there you go. The Eagles very, very inaccurate. We know they're playing Port Adelaide this weekend, as you mentioned, Shaun. That's great. But just before we finish off today's segment, Melbourne got their first win. Mark Neild was very, very close to being sacked when they were about 3 goals down at three-quarter time.
Three-quarter time, they were down. Can you imagine what the supporters were yelling over the fence? Can you imagine what Mark Neild was saying to the players? He knew that his job was on the line, my friend. They were able to kick 12 in the last to get the job done.
Yeah, those glasses were getting real foggy. He was getting very nervous, but good on the D's. They need something for their supporters there. It's just, you feel bad. You feel really sorry for them. But this weekend, Shaun, we know Friday night, the Fremantle Dockers are taking on Richmond. How do you think those guys are going to go up against the Tigers?
Well, it's an Anzac tribute match. It's called the Len Hall match. It'll be a great night for the Fremantle Dockers there. Without Pavlich, Macfarline hopefully will be back. It's going to be a tough one, mate. It really is.
We look forward to it. Some big, big games happening this weekend. Of course, we'll be back next week. We've been picked up for 2 episodes, so we'll update you how with all those games.
Got to keep the sponsors happy, eh?
Yeah, and thanks to Channel 7 for letting us use that footage as well. Enjoy this weekend's footy action. Go Dockers, go Eagles.
Woo!
Nova.